Hey y'all, Justin with Kayak Catfish. I'm out here today looking to do some ultralight fishing for just whatever wants to bite. Anything that wants to play, I'm willing to catch them. This is one of my favorite ways to fish because it's just so productive. You get so many fish of a variety of species and they're all fun to catch on the ultralight. So I've worked my way back here in this creek just looking for fish on the live scope, and I have found some kind of up under this dock here along these little metal beams here, the supports for the dock. And so I'm gonna make some casts with a jig. I'm gonna start out with a trout magnet today, just a green and black trout magnet. I'm gonna throw it up under there and see if I can just cast and reel these fish that I've marked here. They're pretty shallow. They're not very far under the surface, but they're kind of hugging tight to these posts. And I'm gonna see if I can, entice them and pull them out there. This green and black trout magnet here, I'll get it here on camera and show you. There it is, folks, the green and black trout magnet. That shows up really well in kind of stained watercolors, which is what we have out here today. We've had a lot of rain last week, and our watercolor, I don't know if you can see here on camera, I don't know if it shows up good, but it's kind of got a stained, muddy tint to it, and so that darker color there shows up better. It's easier for these fish to spot. So I'm gonna start out with that and just sling it up under here and see what we can get. My spot lock here on the kayak's gonna go crazy with the swirling wind. I've just seen some fish here. Oh, right there, one hit me. Oh, that's a bluegill right there. Those are fun too. Won't hurt my feelings none to catch them. Trout magnet's one of those lures I normally like to throw a gulp when I'm ultralight fishing. But out here today with the watercolor being so muddy, I thought I'd throw one of these trout magnets at least to start with and see if we can get something to be able to more easily see it. There's another one. Let's see what this is. This might be a crappie here. A different kind of fight than the bluegill. I've seen them on the live scope there, just stacked around those poles. That's definitely not a bluegill. Let's see what it is and get him up here. That may be a white bass. Yes. I told you folks, when you're doing this ultralight fishing, you catch a little bit of everything. I'm have to be careful with him. He's liable to break my line here. I got 2-pound test line on. Nice. Well, I do have my cooler with me, and he makes some great catfish bait, so I'm gonna throw him in it. We'll keep him. And for those of you new to my channel that's never seen my ultralight videos before, I use this St. Croix Panfish Series rod. It's a 6-foot long ultralight rod. I use just a cheap Abu Garcia reel. Something I think hit me right then. Well, I just had my line there in the water showing you all the reel, but that's just a cheap Abu Garcia reel and 2-pound test trout magnet line. And this trout magnet here, I don't know if I mentioned it in the intro, but it's on a 1/32 ounce head, number 6 hook. There he is. Look, you're right there. That's a skipjack, buddy. Come on in here, Skippy. Oh, lost him right there. Would have definitely kept that one for some catfish bait. There, I make another bad cast. That ought to catch us something right there. Yeah, I'm hooked up too. I got way up under there. Let's see what this is. This feels like a pretty good fish, whatever he is. He's gonna pull some drag now. That definitely ain't a bluegill. Oh, we'll never know because he come off. I never got a look at him. Throw another one way up in there. Daggone, man, that felt like a good fish. I don't know what it was. Could have been another white bass. If it was a skipjack, it'd have been jumping. If it was a largemouth or smallmouth, it would have probably been jumping. So I'm guessing either white bass or a crappie. there's another one. Let's see if I can get this out. He's gonna wrap me around that pole with the 2-pound line. That's a crappie. I gotta look at him. That's a crappie right there. That's one of them old crappie with a stripe up its head. I just wonder if that other one wasn't a crappie, man. If it was a crappie, it was a big one. Because it was a pulling. Trout magnet, getting it done. Look at that stripe. That old skid mark up his head. I'm gonna put him on the board. They gotta be 10 inches to keep out here. If I get some big enough, we're gonna keep a few today. Yeah, that in there, he's barely legal, but he's legal. So we're gonna keep him. I'll throw him there in the bucket. All right. Let me just throw back. I want to get way up under there. Wind keeps moving me around. If I put the spot lock on, it wants to turn me in the other direction. Easier for me to cast going this way. These kayaks, so one big disadvantage of kayak fishing is the wind just plays havoc on you, blows you around every which way. And in this creek here, the wind's not bad, but it's blowing just enough to be a nuisance. And it's kind of swirling in every direction. 1 minute it's hitting you coming one way, and the next it's coming the other, seems like. There's something. Oh, goodness. Something hit me. These fish that I seen there on the screen, I'm going to try to show you here on the live scope what I'm looking at. So I got that transducer pointing right up under there. And you can see all them fish. They're close to the surface, and they're real tight to them bars that are coming down off that dock. And so I'm skipping that, or trying to skip that trout magnet up under there, and getting on the reel pretty quick to just keep it right there in that range, kind of 2 to 4 feet deep. We're gonna catch something with that. Yeah. Come on, fish him, tighten up that drag just a little bit, get him out from under them dock pilings. That feels like another, maybe crappie. Something's got some fight, I know that. Oh yeah, it's another nice crappie. Nice crappie right there. Nice, I gotta get way up under this dock to reach them. But they're there. That's a dang good crappie right there, man. Dang good crappie. Come here, Mr. Crappie. Look at you, man. Look at you. That's a slab, buddy. That is a slab of a crappie. Holy cow. Let's stick him on the board here. Yeah, folks, that one right there. He's over 13 inches on that board. Fat too, man. Fat crappie. They're back here in this creek, man. Water temp, 57 degrees back here right now. Awesome. Yeah, folks, that one right there, he's definitely going in the bucket. He's coming home with us.
So in between fish, I'd like to take a quick second to shout out today's video sponsor, The Ridge. The Ridge offers a variety of products, including a couple items that I personally use. I have one of their ultra compact wallets. This is the carbon fiber 3K model, which holds up to 12 cards and cash. And I also have one of their weatherproof backpacks. I use this as my camera bag. It's a perfect size for carrying with me in the kayak, and because it's weatherproof, I don't have to worry about getting caught out in a rainstorm and having all my camera gear get damaged. So if you want to check out either one of these items or anything else in their product lineup, go to ridge.com/kayak, and while you're there, be sure to use the promo code KAYAK. That'll save you 15% off your order. Now, let's catch some more fish.
Oh, I got hit right away. Well, that's another one that's pulling, man. Man, it's fun when you can catch a fish on dang near every cast. And again, everything on the ultralight is just a ton of fun. Ton of fun, man. This is another keeper crappie right here. I tell you, man, I'm the world's worst crappie fisherman, I admit that. But live scope definitely helps my cause. So I saw these fish down through here, started making casts, didn't know what they were, but there's clearly crappie, bluegill, white bass, everything up under there. We'll put some Pro Cure on here. I think with the gulp that y'all normally see me use in my ultralight, I think that scent really helps. And I notice a lot of saltwater fishermen, Elias and Fishaholic, those guys will use Pro Cure shrimp on their saltwater baits. And so I noticed Pro Cure sells a gizzard shad scent, and so I don't know if it's going to do anything for us or not, but we're going to try it. I bought the dang stuff. We might as well make some casts with it. It can't hurt. May not help, but it can't hurt. Yep, something hit me right then too. I hit this dock from a different angle. I'm gonna try to get him out from my trolling motor here. There he comes. What's that? That's a bluegill. That's a nice bluegill too. I'm telling you, we've got, what all we got up under this dock now? Bluegill, white bass, crappie, and skipjack. Nice. And every last one of them is a ton of fun to catch with this ultralight setup. Most of my catfishing videos, I have fun catfishing, but we have big catfish where I live. A lot of you watching don't have that. Here's another one. But this right here, an ultralight setup and some gulp minnows or some trout magnets like I'm using here today. This is a small crappie here. You can just get out and wear these fish out. Crappie, you lucky. You're a little too small. If a big striper or flathead or blue cat don't eat you, maybe next year you can come home with me. But not today. I'm just hitting this dock. I come over here to this side, so thought maybe I could get a different angle on it, maybe get up under there a little farther. There's a stick or something, a log that's floated down, and I see it there. I'm trying to cast around it. There's something. Oh, I had something right then hit me. It's fun, man. That's one of the things I like about ultralight fishing. Let me cast over there. Is I just like the action, man. When I go fishing, I want to catch fish. And one thing that always happens when you ultralight fishing, except on just the worst condition days, you get days that's just super cold, super windy. Ultralight fishing and wind is not a good combination. It's hard to feel those light bites with a big bow in your line. But most days, spring through fall, when you've got decent conditions, you're catching some fish. I don't care if you're using a gulp, a trout magnet, some other small plastic. You just work the docks and down trees and brush piles, and especially if you add something like a dang live scope. I mean, that's an overpriced toy right there. But I've got the camera out here, it's rolling. Let's just show you again. See all that right there? This is the first piling right here. So that is hitting that first beam going down. That second beam is where all them fish are at up under there. Now, I'm drifting, the wind's pushing me now. But that second beam that we're seeing with the live scope up under there, that's where all them fish are at. And when I've been hitting it with cast, every cast I can get that jig up under there, we're getting bit on it. So having something like the live scope really helps eliminate a lot of water. Places that I used to have to just make casts to figure out if there were fish there. Now I don't have to cast. I can just quickly come up on a dock like this, scan that live scope around, and see if there's fish up under here. And if there are, great, I stop and fish. If there's not any, well, I move on to the next dock or brush pile or down tree or whatever. Got hit, got tapped, there he is. Felt tap tap. He finally committed to it. Or it could have just been different fish taking a swipe at it too. I know this black, this darker colors show up better. That's no small crappie. Show up better in this stained and muddy water. But I don't know how well these fish see things like that, you know. It's kind of the great unknown. We can speculate on how well they can see, but until we can transport ourselves into their bodies and look through their eyes, we really don't know. All we can go on is what we see. But nevertheless, it's black and green. It's getting it done out here. And as long as it is, I ain't gonna switch. Oh, I was getting hit again. Oh, something thumped me. I got thumped back there. Yeah, another crappie. Another small crappie though, but look at this one. He's another one with one of them stripes up his head. He looks like some fellas with skid marks in their underwear, in their underpants. That's what it looks like on his head, don't it? Look at that. All the way down to his chin right there. Go on, little crappie. He ain't but, I don't know, 6 inches long or so as he swantons out of the kayak. He'll get big someday. We'll let him go. Thankfully, there was a log here that was up under this dock, making it hard for me to cast up under there and get the cast where I want it. It's finally made its way out here. So now I can skip this thing, at least back up in there when I make a decent cast anyway. About 1 out of 5, I can get back up in there where I want to. There's another one. That's a little better one there. That's a little better one. Get this trolling motor, get me to back off of here. Yeah, that's a nice one right there, man. Nice crappie. Oh, he's wound. That one's wound tighter than a Georgia pine right there, buddy. He's a pulling. Come here, crappie. I'm gonna break that 2-pound line. I don't wanna land you though. Nice, buddy. Nice. Nice crappie right there. Look at that, man. Another slab crappie right there. On the old trout magnet. Nice. Love it, man. Let's throw this one on the board here too. Yeah, folks, that one right there is another one that's coming home with me. He's over 13 inches. Heck yeah. That right there is going to be the last one I keep though. Well, he's definitely coming with me. Put a little bit more of this Procure on here. Again, I don't know if this stuff helps or not. It don't seem to last on there very long. Don't seem to stick to the jig very well, but it could just be too because I'm, you know, having to skip these things up under the dock, so it's probably, a lot of it's probably getting knocked off there on the cast. I'm gonna keep using it. It definitely don't seem to be hurting, man. I'm getting some nice crappie out from this thing. I wouldn't mind pulling out some more big bluegill or white bass either. I don't discriminate on the ultralight fishing, man. I like catching them all. Something hit me right then. Oh, he's right there by that dock piling and that buoy thing. Another crappie. Another shorty. Oh, short thing. He's still fun though. He's got a small skid mark there and there. He ain't got the full racing stripe like some of them do. We should catch a fish on this cast. So I put that one right there where they're at. Sure as the world. When I pulled that cast out a little bit, that's another good crappie though. Tighten my drag just a smidge. Oh yeah. Another one of them old paper mouths. We'll see if this one's got a stripe up his head like the others. No, this one don't. That's another big one. This fish here got lucky, y'all. I ain't keeping no more. He got caught at the right time, so he's going to get to go home. I'm still going to throw him on the board here for those of you that give a crap about it. This one here is probably in that 11 to 12 inch range, I'm guessing. Yeah, a little over 12 inches there. Nice. Nice, Mr. Crappie. Glad to have you, buddy. Go on back home. You rest up. We might do it again here in a few minutes. You want to bite again? Well, folks, very productive day thus far. Very productive. I'm gonna make my way right up there again. I started out with the spot lock on. I was getting blown around every which way. And I said, heck with that. I'm just going to keep myself facing this direction where it's, as a left-handed person, it's easier to cast for me like this, up under this way. So that's how we're going to do it. I just got to get repositioned just about after every fish. But it's totally worth it. I got another one right there. Right here off this post. The other one hit me right there by it too. Well, this one ain't quite as big. You didn't have to worry about being too small, crappie. You wasn't coming with me regardless. On up out of here. All right, make another cast up under there. Yeah, y'all, crappie fishing's one of them things that I'm always hoping to get better at. I can catch them here in the spring when everybody else does. Everybody's a crappie fishing genius in the spring here when they on the brush and in the beds, up here in the shallows and stuff. It's the rest of the year. Boy, that was a terrible cast, wasn't it? It's the rest of the year that I struggle with. Oh my gosh, I struggle with casting too if I hadn't told you. I might get another cast up under there. There we go. Third time's a charm. Get myself spun back around here. But I'm hoping the live scope, I'm getting better with it all the time. It's been a learning process. I got it on the Black Friday sale. And I just been playing with it through the winter when I've been able to go. And I'm definitely getting better with the settings as far as getting it dialed in very quickly on the water. You kind of have to tinker with it every trip, depending on how deep you're fishing, water clarity, the sun, how sunny, how bright a day it is, all that. Here's another one. But I'm definitely getting better. And I think over the course of the year, I'm going to catch a lot of fish because of it. May not help me with the catfish like I had hoped, but definitely with catching bait and ultralight fishing and hopefully catching these right here, I'm pretty optimistic about it. I don't know if it's the Procure scent or just the color, the vibration. Ain't a whole lot of vibration with these trout magnets. They're just a split tail plastic. I think they're 1 inch long, I think. And this particular color, again, it's black on the first half of it, and it's got the green tail there. And that hook, it's a red color hook. I don't think that matters, but it's a 1/32 ounce head. But when you're pulling that through the water, very minimal action there with it. So, I'm inclined to believe that they're probably able to see that down there, or maybe pick up a little bit of that scent there from the Procure. I know when I'm fishing the Gulp, I catch a lot of fish on the fall as the jig falls down through the water column. With the trout magnet, when I'm able to cast it where I hope to cast it and not run myself up on this dock like I'm about to do, I typically catch them on the retrieve more than I do the fall like the Gulp. So, you know, different baits, different actions, different presentations, but regardless, again, you use a small plastic on a jig head, you're gonna get bit. It represents what they're eating, this small bait fish. I'm gonna show you my screen here again in a second while this wind ain't blowing. Look at this. Let me shine that transducer around a little bit. There we go. Look at all them fish right there by them pylons. I mean, they are up near the surface, but they're deep back up in there. You know, again, this is the first pylons here that my transducer's seeing, and number 2, number 3, all the way back through there has got fish just 2 to 6 feet down, it looks like, all the way back up and through there. There's another one on the new bait. Just switched out baits, hoping that maybe I might be able to upsize on the size, but to no avail. Still another small one. What I done here, y'all, I got my other jig head hung, broke off, so I've put on a crappie magnet. The other one I was using was a trout magnet, a little bit smaller. This is got a little bit more diameter to it, and it's a little bit longer. Same color though, still the black, and this one's black and chartreuse, the other one was black and green. But just a little bit bigger profile, a little bit bigger hook here, and I'm gonna just try to see if we can sort through some of these smaller fish and get back up in there and entice some of those bigger ones. I've caught so many fish off this one spot now, they may be getting a little shy on me. I may need to let it have a little break and come back to it after a while. But I thought I might try a little bit different size lure on here first, and see if I can't pick off a few more and maybe get some better quality as well. There's one. I think that's a little better quality too. He feels like it anyway. He's a pulling, man. Feel them head shakes too. Oh yeah, that's a little better quality. Yeah, I'm definitely making more casts without fish with this bigger bait. But by gosh, we got a thick crappie right there, man. Thick crappie. Nice, buddy. Nice crappie right there. Come up here, crappie. That's a good looking crappie right there, man. Oh yeah. Beautiful slab. Hang on, crappie. Hang on. We're gonna measure you and send you home. Yeah, that's another 13-incher right there all day. Nice, buddy. All right, buddy. Next time you go home. Y'all, this is some fun right here. If you don't have an ultralight setup, you need to get yourself one. Another one. Thumped it, man. thumped it right there. I just reloaded with some more of that Procure, and he nailed it. Now, is that coincidence? I don't know. This stuff, it don't seem to stick to the jig very long. But I had a fresh glob of it on there when this one hit, so it definitely ain't hurting. Definitely ain't hurting the calls. That would be a keeper size. I ain't gonna put him on the board, but he'd definitely keep. Oh, another one thumped me. I love this, y'all. I absolutely love this. I love catching big cats, but this right here, one of my favorite things to do. Ultralight rod, some jigs, and just catch the heck out of whatever wants to play, which today, fortunately, is some crappie. Oh, get me out of that dock. Come on now. Come on now, get out of there. He just wrapped around that pole. There he comes. Oh, he's going for the other one. Okay, he come out. That's a good crappie. 2-pound line and wrapping you around poles do not mix. But he come out, and that's a nice one, man. That's a nice one. Get up in here, buddy. Yeah, moving up to the bigger bait here definitely cut down on some of the bites I was getting, I think. But it's increasing my quality when I do get one. Nice. Let's go ahead and throw him on the board too. Just because. Yeah, that in there. Oh, that's just shy of 12 inches. Nice one nonetheless. Be a keeper if I was keeping anymore. Another good fighting crappie right there. That's another old skid mark up his head. Old skid mark. If you're dealing with them other kind of skid marks in your life, you ought to get you a bidet. I mentioned that on my last crappie video. I'd got one for Christmas. That damn thing's life-changing. Look at that thing right there, though. Oh, mark up his head. Been a few of them like that today. Nice. That's another one there, probably in that 11 to 12 inch range. Old fun size crappie. Got fun size catfish, got fun size crappie. Oh yeah. That feels like another good one right there. You just feel bump. That's the best feeling in the world when you ultralight fishing, when you just get hammered like that. Yeah, another good crappie. Another good crappie right there, man. Let's bring him on in. Yeah, going to that bigger bait definitely helped improve the quality. Sorting through some of them smalls. Definitely limiting the bites too, though, but you know, quality over quantity, and I'm still getting bit just frequently enough to stick with it. It's definitely not a fish on every cast like I was there earlier when I got started, but you know, get one every 3, 4, 5, 6 casts. That's good enough for me, especially when they're that size. All right, y'all, I'm finally going to move on from this dock. I have spent a considerable amount of time here, but how do you leave when they just keep biting, right? But nevertheless, this video with the number of fish I have caught here, probably going to run long. I'd say this is 20 plus minutes at least at this point. So if I catch any more fish down through here, I'm going to work this creek some more, just scanning with the live scope, checking out the brush and down trees and stuff. If I get on any more fish, I'll probably just do a separate video versus having 1 hour-long video or however long it would end up being. You know, days like today when you get here early spring, these backwaters heat up, all these fish are back here. It's hard to go wrong with a small jig and plastic. And today, man, the bite's on fire. It's going to continue to be on fire on through the summer. This is just a great technique. So I'd encourage you all just to get you an ultralight set up, leave it in your boat or your car or truck or whatever, and just go out and have some fun with it. You will get bit, you will catch a ton of fish, and they are all going to be a great time on the ultralight. So anyway, guys, I'm going to move on down through here, see if I can find some more fish. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.